In this lesson, we're going to be switching back and forth between the easy version of C and the easy version of G. We're only playing 4 strings with our right hand the whole time, so we don't have to worry about how many strings we're playing as long as we're doing the exact same amount, 4 strings for each one. The first goal with this is to eventually, with practice, memorize where your fingers go. So you don't always have to look at the chart going, okay, wait, where does my fingers go for G? Where do my fingers go for C? But make sure you do practice with those charts to eventually memorize it, and make sure you're putting your fingers in the right place and that they sound right. But then once you've got them memorized, it'll be so much easier to switch back and forth without too much time in between the chords. Because like with anything, we want to stay in time. So for example, this is the main goal when we're just going to do down, 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 like our first picking exercise with our right hand. Down, 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 down. All 4 strings, the first, second, third, and fourth string. So the thing you want to do, and the goal with this is to be able to, let's say we're counting, and we're doing a slower pace. We want to be able to switch back and forth without there being pauses in between the chords. And what I mean by that is, if you're playing like this and you're going just very slowly, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you need, okay, wait, I need to remember what C is, or okay, how do I place my fingers? And it will take time, believe me. Don't feel bad if you have a pause between your chords for a bit, because it takes time to get there. Because this is hard, this is challenging. And this is something your fingers have never done before. And this is just something that, you're just gonna have to get used to. Memorization is key to helping the pause become less, but also practice as well. Getting your fingers just used to eventually, you won't have to think about where they have to go. They'll just go there like my fingers do. So if you play the G and go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then your fingers, okay, I know where C is, but I have to think, okay, here, 1, 2. That's the pause I'm talking about. You want the pause to be less and less. So now, okay, I'm going to G. And eventually you want to stay in time. If you're using the metronome, you'll be going 1, 2, or you can be counting and then switch right on the 1, 3, 4, 1, 2, with no pause. And then eventually you can go slower than this. Go way slower than this if you need to. You don't have to use the metronome at first at all. I mean, with the chords, it's going to take you a bit of time to be able to really stay in time with the metronome as you get it memorized, as you practice going back and forth and getting your fingers in the right position, because your fingers are just kind of going to be awkward at first. Don't use the metronome. But as you get used to it, add in that metronome. Do it slow. See how you do. Speed it up as you go. And just do down, 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 down for now. So switching back and forth, down, 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 or way slower, down, 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 down. As you get comfortable, you can speed it up, add in different strumming patterns and all that. But for now, just stick with the down, 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 down strumming pattern, playing those 4 strings with your right hand and switching back and forth between C and G, with your first goal being memorization. And your second goal is having the pause between the chords be less and less and less as your fingers get used to where they're supposed to go in the short amount of time that it takes to go there. Everyone struggles with chords at first, but they're so fun when they do come out, and when you actually play your first song, it is so exciting. So just power through and practice. This is why I say practice every day, especially with chords, because memorization, it's easier to memorize things if you're doing it every day, and it's also for your own brain just to automatically go, okay, that's G. Eventually your brain's just going to know where to tell your hands to go, and you're not going to have to really think it all. It's going to become so natural. It's just going to go there. And that's what practicing does. It helps you put your hands in the right place quicker and quicker and better and clearer and clearer. But if you feel and you're hearing muted notes, Don't keep going back and forth. Adjust your fingers, your right hand or your left hand, whatever needs to be adjusted to get out those notes that are not coming out before changing chords. You want to make sure the chords are coming out clearly before moving back and forth. So if you play your C and you hear a muted note, don't jump into G. Figure out, where is this coming from? Get that note out, strum it 4 times, go to the G. Get all those notes out, strum it 4 times so that your fingers are getting used to playing it so that all the notes are coming out. You don't want to practice it wrong and having, oh, you know what, I'm just going to get this over with. And yeah, these are muted notes, but I just want to get this over with and practice right now and just, move on to the next thing. Well, if you're practicing consistently, not getting certain notes out in the chord C, for example, then that's going to be the habit you develop. You're always going to be having that like muted note in there. So make sure you're practicing with all of the notes coming out very clearly and beautifully before switching chords. And it's at the beginning, this is the most time-consuming thing, but once you've got your first few chords become easier and easier. That's why I like to start with the easy versions, because it makes the beginning easier, because it already is a little bit challenging to do this, but the easy versions make it more fun at first.